Precisely Podcast, a podcast about drinking blood and playing spooky video games. I'm your host, Mr. Frankenstein, and with me as always...
Oh, it's Dr. Frankenstein, isn't it? Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
And with me as always, we have my bride-to-be, the Bride of Frankenstein.
All right. Again?
Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? This is Precisely Podcast, a podcast about drinking blood and playing spooky video games. I'm your host, Dr. Frankenstein, and with me is my monster, Frankenstein. And over here we have a special guest,
Master.
Igor.
No, but this is a Halloween episode, and I am your host, Beau, and we have Kelly, and we have a special guest that we haven't had on a very long time. Welcome back, Tyler Manning. How are you, man?
Good. It feels good to be back.
I hope you guys liked that beginning. I think it was okay. It was better than the last three.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we're just going to roll with that. How's everyone doing?
Great.
Stupendous. So this is our October podcast, and everyone does spooky video games, and Kelly and I do not play spooky video games, but our good friend Tyler does. He plays a lot of spooky video games, so we're going to ask him a bunch of questions. You guys are going to learn everything horror when it comes to video games, and maybe learn what to buy next and what to play next. We have a bunch of different Oktoberfest and pumpkin beers I think we're going to drink throughout the show. So let's start that off. What are we drinking on today, Tyler?
Susquehanna Pumpkin Ale.
And what's the ABV?
The ABV? Good question.
Does it not say?
No.
All right. Well, it's really good. It's not like overly pumpkin-y. A little pumpkin taste.
A little hint of pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Good.
I like it a lot. Yeah, I think all these beers are going to taste like pumpkin, though, right?
I mean, yes, but I think when it comes to pumpkin beers, the variation is within the spicing of it, like how much of the spice they put in.
Yeah.
Because that does make a huge difference. Like after you take a sip of this one, you hit the pumpkin and then the aftertaste is the spice. I can see it like sitting on my tongue, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some of these other ones, maybe they'll be a little creamier, a little bit more pumpkin-y, a little less spice.
More ABV. This is a 5.2% ABV and 20 IBUs, and it tastes good. It reminds me of like a hayride.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
a pumpkin patch
It's like I'm
hayride.
eating the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, I like it. So Tyler, for everyone that doesn't know you, you're probably one of the biggest gamers that I know that like actually plays through video games and plays through a lot of them. What's a game that you like just recently beat?
Well, horror related?
Sure.
Fatal Frame 2.
And how was that?
Spooky.
I like it.
Great.
What was that on?
PlayStation 2.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a Japanese horror game. You have to use a camera as your weapon.
How does that work?
Good question.
Like you're batting people in the face with the camera, or
Well, you kind of stumble upon this camera. It's called the Camera Obscura, and there's different film that you get throughout the game with like a higher killing ability. It's hard to explain.
the camera kills
The camera kills
by snapping pictures.
of the ghost.
So the ghosts are shy.
They're not shy.
Okay. So do you have to snap
camera shy.
fast? Like, is it like Pokemon Snap?
That's a good what do they call that?
Balance?
Analogy?
Yeah, analogy, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pokemon Snap, but you can die.
So you got to be fast with snapping.
Yes.
Okay.
And you kind of got to keep the frame on the ghost, and you have like a ring meter, and that ring meter, if it turns blue, you snap the shot, you get more points,
Okay.
and it's like a one-hit kill pretty much.
So is it like a bunch of mini games then? Like to like capture these ghosts, like you have to get it in this meter. Like you're doing like sort of like Undertale, like the battles with that, if you played that. Or no?
Not so much a mini game.
Okay.
No, it's like on the spot. Like you have to just
Get it.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky. The ghosts are very terrifying and kind of just come out of nowhere at you. They can go through walls and yeah, it's chilling.
Are they scary looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you ever see like The Grudge or
Mm-hmm.
sort of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's frightening.
Yeah, it's pretty frightening.
So basically Pokemon Snap, but the devil made it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting. I was actually just playing Illbleed for this podcast because, like I said earlier, Kelly and I just were too scared to play horror games. But I was like, let me try this game out. I heard it's a little cheesy, but also like jump scary. And it was very cheesy, but I kept dying. And I might actually play more of it. It seems fun. It's on the Dreamcast, but it's the same thing, sort of. You have to look around with these like binoculars or goggles and find special areas of interest that then you explore. And as long as you can find them before they spook you, you're good. But if it spooks you like a booby trap, sort of, then you lose HP and your heart rate keeps like going up until you die.
A booby trap.
Yeah, I like that.
Is it sort of like an insanity meter?
Yeah,
You start losing your mind. The
yeah, a little
character?
bit. Yeah, like your three friends like come up to you in the beginning after you just did this speech where your like dad or stepdad owned like a horror show place, and he would trap you in rooms and like use the different like gimmicks on you as a kid. And you're like, yeah, I don't like horror stuff anymore. And you're like doing this speech in school, and like your friends come up and they're like, oh, you killed the speech, man. This is awesome. Check out these tickets we just got to this amusement park that's horror themed, and it's called Illbleed. And it's $1 million prize if you can last through it. And you're this girl, and you're like, well, no, did you hear my speech? I'm not going to that, but you guys have fun. And then it goes 3 days later, and you're like, where's my friend? So then you finally go to the park, and it's automatically spooky at first, and things are jumping out at you, and I'm losing HP. But I think essentially you're just trying to find your friends, but each thing's like a movie theater. So each level you go into a movie, you learn what the scary attraction is. Like the first movie was about this dad and son that had a baseball practice like batting area in their basement at this like hostel hotel area, and these kids burned the hotel down while you're in the basement practicing baseball. So the dad lives, but he's all burned up, and his son died. So he goes and kills the kids, and now he kills anyone else that comes into that burned up area. It's wild.
Something like some good childhood trauma to start
Yeah,
off a
yeah.
horror game.
So I found the son's baseball bat, and it like starts talking to me, and it's like real creepy. It's like, you're not my son, Jimmy. It's weird. It's funny. It wasn't like too scary. Like Kayla, my wife, scared me more, like coming up behind me and going, boo. I was like, oh my God, don't do that while I was playing it. But yeah. All right. Shall we get into this interview, Kelly?
Let's do it.
All right. How many horror games do you own, Tyler?
Well, funny you asked that. I
Yeah.
took count today,
Good.
and I am at 57 horror
Mm.
games on all of my consoles.
Okay. What console has like the most horror games, do you think?
It all depends. I would say PlayStation 2 is big with horror
Yeah.
games. But you could always take the route of like Resident Evil. That's on PlayStation 1 and
Mhm.
PS2, PS3, like
Everything.
everything.
Yeah. Have you
Um,
finished all 57?
No.
Okay.
There's still some that I haven't gotten to yet that I'm looking forward to playing, but
All right.
I just got to find the time.
All right.
Did you so you were talking about Fatal Frame 2. Did you play 3 yet, or is that one that
That's
you haven't?
one that it's on
Okay.
my list of games to play.
All right, cool. I just thought you probably played through 1 and 2. Haven't gotten to 3 yet. I've heard a lot of good things about that game. So
Mhm.
I don't know if I could. I mean, maybe because it's PS2 graphics, maybe I could get through it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that
I don't think the graphics really matter. Like
You
it
don't
just
think
gets scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
Yeah,
sounds and stuff.
The sound audio in the game is really done well.
Oh yeah.
And makes it kind of terrifying if you have like a surround sound or
yeah. I bet.
headphones or
Yeah.
anything on.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm just scared talking about this.
I
Seriously.
was gonna have nightmares
Mhm,
tonight.
mhm.
Do you need to leave? Are you okay?
No, I'll be fine.
All right. Well, speaking of being scared, Tyler, do you play the games with the lights off or during the day?
Every now and then I like it with the lights on, just to feel okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not like not afraid of horror games. Like I kind of like being scared.
Okay.
If it's a game that I know is gonna terrify the shit out of me just from first look, I will play with the lights on for a little bit until I get comfortable.
All
That's
right.
fair.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
So, what's your favorite horror game?
Silent Hill 2, hands down. Best horror game of all time. If anybody wants to fight me on that, feel
And
free.
what makes it so good?
The atmosphere and the story elements. It plays off of mental illness,
Okay.
and all of the characters you experience in Silent Hill 2 all have their own sort of mental illness that they're dealing with. And the way Silent Hill works, it uses your fear and stuff to create like the monsters around you. So a lot of the
Interesting.
monsters are symbolic to what like trauma these people are experiencing. So like your main character, he has a lot of sexual tension. So throughout the game, you see that imagery in some of what the monsters are doing to each other, and it's kind of grotesque and weird.
Yeah, it sounds creepy.
It's pretty off-putting.
Okay. That's like a really, like the atmosphere is like really like cloudy, right?
Yes. Silent Hill was based off of Centralia.
Really?
Yeah, if you didn't know that.
I did not
Little
know
fun
that.
fact.
Yeah. It's spooky.
And Centralia, for the people that don't live in Pennsylvania, is an old town near us that had a small population, but then they had a mine there that caught on fire,
Yeah.
and it's still on fire today.
Mhm.
Yeah. They couldn't put it out, and it's been burning for years. So eventually, it's underneath the town. So eventually, obviously, the ground was like cracking and steaming and stuff. So people had to evacuate their homes and the town, and they left. Except there's like still like 5 people or something. That
Yeah,
live
what are
there.
they
5
doing?
or 10 people that still live there.
Yeah, but the ground like smokes and it's hot to the like not like hot like I'm burning my hand, but like it's warm to the touch, like if you touch the ground,
Interesting.
because the fire is still burning and will be burning for literally ever because they can't put it out.
That's crazy.
And it's probably terrible to be breathing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
But it's cool to go see if you ever have a chance. I recommend it.
Yeah. It's your turn.
I know.
All right. I don't got anything else to say.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Well, so is Silent Hill your favorite horror series, or is there another series that you think is like a better series?
well, as far as a fun survival game, I mean, Silent Hill games are fun, don't get me wrong, but Resident Evil was probably the first game that got me into survival horror.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the years, they kind of evolved from survival horror strictly to an action horror game, which I don't mind the action horror, but of the original 1, 2, and 3 are probably my favorite, like starter survival horror games for anybody trying to get into survival horror.
I've tried Resident Evil games, and I just can't. I've tried them.
yeah. I remember watching my neighbors play Resident Evil 1, I believe, when it first came out on the PS1. And I'm like, there's something that's going to jump out of that window. And sure enough, something jumped out of that window, and I would still jump out of my seat and get so scared. I'm just like, I know what's going to happen, but I'm still way too scared. Like, I remember these dogs jumping out of a window and chasing you, and I was just like, nah. And I wasn't even playing it. Like, I'm just watching it. I'm like, I can't do this.
See, as kids playing it, it's absolutely terrifying, but as an adult going back to play it, the voice acting was dreadful.
Yeah.
So it kind of made it a more humorous play, I guess. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain it.
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of like any horror movie. If you're watching a horror movie, you find something to poke fun at so you get through it. Like,
Right.
you find like a cheesy factor, and
It's
and
like
that's how you get through.
A security almost.
Yeah.
So you don't get too terrified.
I just hide. Like, when Kayla wants to watch a horror movie, I literally just like hide behind her.
I have no problem with horror movies, but I can't do like haunted houses and things like that. And
I
I
like haunted houses.
can't do horror games. I think the problem with me is like with a movie, I can separate myself from it and it doesn't make me feel anxious. But like when I play a game,
You're
you're controlling it, so
Yeah.
you're anxious. And when I'm in
Yeah.
a haunted house, I'm in the actual experience, so I'm super anxious. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with any more anxiety than I already have to.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, never mind.
Oh, for sure.
yeah. There's definitely been some games where I've sweat bullets playing the whole way
Mhm.
through.
Palms are sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom spaghetti.
What's the scariest looking cover art on a video game?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, he's busting out the phone. He wasn't ready for this one.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
Scariest looking cover.
Do you need another beer, Kelly?
Yeah.
All right, what do you want? Bust out one of yours. A simple one.
Uh,
Whatever you want. Get that blue moon.
maybe The Suffering.
And what does that look like?
It's a guy in an electric chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, like I'm familiar with like all of these covers and like the game titles. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's like getting like shocked.
Yeah, the game takes place in a prison. You're an inmate on death row. You're accused of killing your family, sort of like Kratos. But yeah, you go to this prison and all hell breaks loose, and these mutated like monsters that walk on like machetes and shit
Oh.
start coming after you.
So is it? I mean, I've only played a hot second of it, but like I know it's a similar premise with being in a prison situation and then shit goes wrong. But like Manhunt, is it kind of like that?
Yeah, Manhunt's scary.
More actiony than Manhunt.
Okay.
Manhunt is kind of slow and
Yeah.
methodical,
Okay.
but Manhunt's definitely more terrifying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have.
Especially that pig man. If you ever got to that
I
part.
never got. I
Nope.
never got that
Nope.
far, but I did try a little bit at the beginning, and I like knew that you were like escaping, and
hmm It's like Manhunt. Are we talking about Manhunt or Suffering still?
well, you can talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
I was
Uh-huh.
talking about Manhunt. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's all. I've never played Suffering.
Suffering's good. People should play it. Back to Manhunt.
That's all he has to say on it.
Manhunt is more like a snuff film.
Okay.
Oh, God.
From what I remember when I first played it back in Blockbuster days when I rented it, this guy, you're an inmate. This guy wants to create the scariest snuff film. So he like tells you to murder people.
Oh.
And you're being filmed the whole time.
Great.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. And that's
Yeah.
why it got the mature rating and then the adult rating after it hit store shelves, because people weren't expecting plastic bag chokeouts and people getting cut up with things.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
It's a little intense.
definitely Rockstar's not too fine moment, I would say.
Yeah.
It just pushed it over the edge. It's a little too far. Should we talk about our second beer that we're trying
Yeah.
here? All right. So we have
It's Blue Moon.
the Blue Moon. It's a pumpkin.
Harvest Pumpkin Wheat.
Yeah. Did you try a sip yet?
Let me try.
Mm.
That was the loudest sip.
The
and it went down
ASMR.
went down my throat the wrong way. Ugh.
The nodes in this.
The nodes?
No,
What do you know about nodes?
the mouthfeel.
That's
Mm,
good. I'm not really a fan of Blue Moon, but like I like this.
Same.
I'm not a Blue Moon fan either,
Yeah.
but I can kind of taste that like
The Blue Moon
at the
cheapness.
end of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely like the first one more than this one.
Yeah. Yes.
definitely.
But I
This
mean,
isn't bad though.
it's not terrible. I don't think I'd get another one, but it is what it is. But
Are we going to drink all 11 beers?
I guess only time will tell.
All right.
I didn't drive, so.
Yeah. I'm ready for another one then after this. Let's just chug
Sounds
this
good.
one down.
Oh yeah,
What else you got?
I got plenty.
All right.
So, all right. So, what's the goriest game you've played?
These are good questions, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The ones that you think are good are mine, just so you know. I'm kidding.
Rude. We came up with some of these last night.
The goriest game. Definition of what would be gory.
Blood.
Just like a lot of blood
Guts.
and guts, and just like
Killing.
not necessarily killing, but just
Yeah.
the action of showing the things that happen as you kill. Like you could just kill somebody and then be like a blood spatter or like arms flying off.
Or you walk into a room that like everyone's massacred already.
Okay.
You know, that could
Okay.
be gory.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Like House of the Thousand Corpses is a gory movie.
That's a good basis.
Yeah.
I There's so many.
Just name one.
Pick one or two. I don't care.
Well, I feel like Silent Hill has topped the cake on that.
Really? Okay.
Is there a specific one or just the series itself?
I thought Silent Hill 4 was pretty gory.
Was that
It's the one where you're stuck in the room.
is that PlayStation 2 or was that after?
PS2. It was the last Silent Hill game made by Team Silent, which is
So,
like the legit Silent Hill.
You're stuck in a room the whole time?
No, okay, so you wake up mysteriously.
Okay.
And you're like, oh man, what a dream.
Mm.
And you go out to your living room and the door is chained up from the inside.
Oh.
But you're like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
And you just start experiencing weird things in your apartment. And you end up going to the bathroom because you hear a bang and there's this giant hole in the wall. And you're like, what the fuck? So you crawl through the hole and it imports you into Silent Hill.
Oh.
So the game, from what I remember, I forget what the town was called that your apartment's actually in. It's not specifically Silent Hill, but it's neighboring to like the Silent Hill town.
Okay.
So it's like a wormhole into Silent Hill. And you're meeting people from your apartment building in Silent Hill. So they're brought into it.
Are they good people
They're
or are they
good.
bad people?
They're good. They're all a part of, I don't really want to get into the details
Yeah.
if anybody wants to play it.
Oh yeah.
But they're all a part of the main plot, is all I'm going to say.
Is it a dream the whole time?
No.
Okay.
That would make me so mad if
They
I
are
beat the whole game.
depending on the ending, because I know most Silent Hill games have multiple endings.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
There's some weird ones. Don't want to spoil it for anybody,
Yeah.
but
Interesting.
there's some goofy, some weird, some scary.
Excuse me. Do you like games with lots of jump scares?
No.
So you prefer more like creepy, lingering stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a big fan of jump scares.
Yeah.
Because they're cheap, in my
Yeah.
opinion. They don't really set an atmosphere for the game when they're just purposely trying to make you jump like that.
Yeah.
To me, it's not scary. I rather feel like I'm in the environment that they're trying to portray with the sound and the atmosphere
Yeah.
instead of being chased and jumping around the whole time.
I don't like them either.
We've established this.
No, I think
I
that
hate talking about them.
no, I think that like in general, I like a game with more than just like a one trick to it.
Yeah.
You know, like you want the whole experience in a game. So.
Yeah.
Like I tried Outlast. It's not a bad game, but it's literally you running and jump scares the whole time.
Is that like the most jump scariest game you've played?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I've never even
Like,
looked at that.
There's like some points that you know a jump scare is coming, so it's less scary because something hasn't happened in a while. Let me just turn this corner. Oh, jump scare. Yeah.
You guys need to finish that beer so you can try this beer that I just poured. It's something else. So I'll describe it. Here, you pour. It's a Riverbend Hop Farm and Brewery Oktoberfest Lager. I just took a sip. I don't think it tastes like a lager at all. That's fine. Here you go, Tyler. Kelly, you try it real quick without spoiling it for Tyler. What do you think? Mm-hmm. That's a face.
It's not a lager.
Is it spoiled? It tastes sour.
It does taste sour. It's not a lager.
I feel like we need like a Rin's water glass. that we
Smell
can
it. It's not. It doesn't smell like a lager.
Clean our
It smells like a sour.
taste
It
buds.
does smell like a sour.
Need some
It does
crackers.
smell like a sour.
Crackers in the
Yeah,
middle.
so I can
like a
taste
wine
the difference.
tasting.
So this is a 5.5%. Has a bunch of autumn leaves on it. Either something went bad with this beer or they canned the wrong beer. Which I don't know how that happens.
Do you have another like can of it, or did you
Mhm.
just buy one?
No, I bought a 4-pack or 6-pack.
Be
Wow.
interested to see how that
It's definitely not
Plus-
a lager,
It's not a lager.
it's not. It's 100% a sour.
which I'm okay with. 'cause
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm
I don't
okay
mind
with
sour.
it. But I just wasn't expecting.
I was not
sour.
expecting this either.
Yeah,
This
you
is
just-
weird.
You were like, "Here's a lager," and now you're like, "Ugh."
It's either that or they didn't check the graphic design before they put it on the can.
Right.
"Yeah, no, that's." I don't think it's spoiled. I just think it's a sour.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can see how.
It's like if you're like drinking out of a water bottle, but you take the first sip and it's milk instead. And you're like, nah.
Ugh.
Like
That's a surprise I don't
well,
want.
like you were expecting water. It's happened to me once. So I I always remember it. I'm like, why did I put milk in a water bottle? Or who did
Ew.
this, you know?
What's wrong with you?
It wasn't me, I don't think. It was like a young age remembering it, being like traumatized by it.
What was this called again? The river, what was it?
Riverbend Hop Farm and Brewery Oktoberfest Lager. It's out of Newport, Pennsylvania.
Oh, they really screwed this one.
I think they were drunk while canning this.
Yeah.
Either that or they just put lager on the can by accident and it should have been something else.
Other people are saying something?
Well, no. Somebody said on Untapped, it sort of tastes like a cider and a Marsden had relations.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's spooky. Like, this might be the spookiest beer that we drink tonight.
Yeah, it definitely caught us off guard.
Yeah.
It is jump.
The jump scare beer.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not getting bad reviews. And nobody's saying, like, that it's... Somebody said it's a bit sweeter, medium body. What?
I think everyone's drinking something
I
different.
think we have the wrong beer.
It's like the golden ticket from Willy Wonka that you don't want.
Yeah, because the style says it's a multi-seasonal lager with slightly toasted finish. This is none of that.
Mm-mm.
Like, I don't mind the beer. I think it
No,
tastes
it's a fine sour.
but there are false advertising on the can going on.
That's weird.
Anyway. So, yeah, we did the jump scares. So then you're up.
What makes a game truly scary to you?
Okay, character design. Good, like, character development. I need, like, a decent backstory. I need to, like, feel
Like you're a
a
part
connection
of it.
to the character. Monster design has to be on point. If it's just some guy chasing me around with scissors, like Clock Tower,
Yeah.
doesn't scare me too much. But it's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need the monsters to have some believability, or as far as design goes, I need it to tell like a backstory in the design of like how that happened, like why the monster looks this way. That's why Silent Hill, I keep bringing it up. Silent Hill does it the best.
What do the monsters look like in Silent Hill?
Okay, like I said, the monsters are kind of based on people, like their like trauma.
Okay.
Some of the nurses, it's like a famous Silent Hill character, the nurse.
Is that the pyramid head one?
Yes.
Yeah.
The nurse, the main character has like a sexual frustration, and the nurse monster is portrayed to be like sexy looking,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's kind of disgusting looking and fucked up looking, but you know what the symbolicness behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the face is all fucked up and distorted.
Yes, because the main character's wife, she was hospitalized.
Mm.
So the whole time she was hospitalized, she was getting that sexual frustration.
Yeah.
And there's a famous scene in the beginning of the game. I don't think I'm spoiling it.
If it's in the beginning,
It's
you're
in
probably not.
It's in one of the first areas of the game. You see Pyramid Head going to town on one of the nurses, and that is like symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to go into detail.
Okay. Thank you for sparing us.
Yeah.
Do you think, this just made me think of it because I know that a lot of these horror games have been like translated into movies. Do you think if you've seen any of them, like, do you think any of these horror game movies did a good job with translating? Because I've seen like Resident Evil or I've seen like Silent Hill, but I haven't played the game, so I don't know like what the discord is between the two.
Okay, so Resident Evil kind of went off the walls a little bit.
Yeah.
They didn't really stick to what made Resident Evil good. The first two films were decent. They kind of fit the game universe into the first two.
Mhm.
And then they kind of went off the rails and made the main character like the superhero badass. Didn't work.
Yeah.
Luckily, Capcom came out and said that they're redoing those, so that should be good, hopefully. As far as the Silent Hill movies, I think they did a pretty good job following the source material of the games. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like compared to the two, I think I enjoyed the Silent Hill movie better than I enjoyed the Resident Evil movie.
yeah, because Silent Hill, there's a lot of cult stuff in the background too. These people are stuck in Silent Hill. They have their gods and demons that they believe in, and they kind of followed that into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what made the movie better, in my opinion, than the Resident Evil.
Nice. So, do you have a favorite indie horror game at all? I know they've come out with like I'll put quote unquote horror because I think some of them are just like more of a text based or something like that. But
I hope I get the name right. because it's one that I played recently. It's called like Remothered, I think. I don't know if Beau wants to look that up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Remothered. What's it on?
PS4, Xbox, PC.
Okay. What's the premise?
Yeah, Remothered for
Okay.
PS4.
It's the problem with horror games is you can give a lot away with
Right.
talking about them, and I'm trying to avoid.
It looks so scary.
It's definitely an indie game because there's clunkiness to it. But the main character, she's like a reporter, and you're reporting on a missing girl that has gone missing in like not really an asylum, but like the hell do they call it? Orphanage type thing. And it kind of plays like Clock Tower, where people chase you throughout the building, and it's pretty good for an indie game. I don't want to go into spoilers, but they're coming out with a sequel.
Oh,
which is kind of a prequel and sequel at the same time. So looks interesting.
that sounds good.
It's pretty cheap. It's like $20.
Okay.
You're not gonna do it.
No, I'm not. No.
You were like, okay.
Okay. Moving on. No, I looked at like pictures from it. It looks really dark. And I feel like dark games scare me too. Like where shit's like can be in the shadows.
Yeah.
There's a very terrifying character in the game.
I saw it.
And
I'm looking at it.
the model design's pretty crazy on it.
What's like the scariest? Is there a scary retro video game, like a 16-bit game?
See, that's before I started playing
Okay.
the horror games.
I feel like horror really jumped off like
PlayStation.
for 3D graphics.
Yeah.
You know, because they were able to do so much more.
I know there's a few games like Sweet Home on the NES. I would love to get it. I don't think they made it in America though, but that's what started the Resident Evil franchise.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay of that and it looked cool.
Another great game back then, Alone in the Dark.
Okay.
It's a popular game, but not a lot of people play it.
Yeah.
I also think that those games are good. Not the one on the Xbox 360 though. Avoid that at all costs.
Okay.
Was it this one that you saw?
Yeah. Right?
Ugh.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm late to the party, but yeah, no, that Remothered game looks pretty dark and like.
There's a nun character. Look
I
that
saw
up.
a picture of a nun, and in the background of something like a promo picture, and
Yeah.
she looks a little spooky.
Did you guys ever watch the movie The Nun?
No.
Yeah.
I watched The Conjuring, but once they started going off with spin-offs and stuff, I was like,
Conjuring's the best. It's so scary.
I feel like I can't keep The Conjuring and like Insidious and all that. I feel like I can't keep it straight. Like
they
I
all
don't
kind
want
of
to.
mushed together.
right. I'm like, I don't remember if this is The Conjuring or if this is Insidious or this is whatever. Like they all kind of mush, and then I watched them and I'm like, I know I've seen this movie, but I just and I know what happens. I just don't remember which one happens and what and like the timeline of it all.
I just been really into like indie horror, like Midsummer, like the A24 films. Like,
I haven't watched Midsummer yet, and I don't know why, because I really do want to see it.
That it's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of symbolism in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hereditary is another great.
That was a good movie.
Ooh, I do want to see that one.
Yeah.
That one looked really
Movies
good.
like that are actually terrifying.
That's what the girl,
to me.
right?
Yes.
The little girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one wasn't that scary. That's not scary to me.
But it
Creepy.
definitely creepy. I feel like it's more believable.
Yes.
That's the scary part.
She like clicked. She's like, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Creepy.
I hope that's not a huge plot point that you just gave away.
No,
You
she
spoiled
clicks the whole time.
movie.
She's like,
she's like she's
like
a bat,
squirrel.
like using echolocation.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
And like
Spooky.
people can like hear her coming and stuff.
Ooh.
And she doesn't look nice. There's something wrong with her.
Okay. I mean, most people in horror movies don't look nice.
Yeah, but she's like just like a character, like a main character where it's like, yeah, this is my daughter.
Oh, okay.
So you see her and she's gross. Like, I hate to like say anyone's gross looking, but like she's
It's
made.
a character. It's a fictional character.
Yeah, she's made to look not pleasant looking, like scary looking.
Got it.
If you saw her in your room, you'd be like, get out.
Please leave. Okay. Got it.
Get Out's also a good movie.
That was good.
Yeah, I just watched Us.
Us
Last
is
night.
crazy.
Loved it.
Loved it too.
I'm watching. I know we're getting off topic,
No, that's fine.
We can spin off into horror movies for a moment.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
I just downloaded HBO on Amazon Prime, the free trial, because I'm cheap.
There you go.
I'm watching Lovecraft Country.
I've heard so much.
I've
good
never seen
stuff
that.
about
And Jordan Peele, who did Us and Get Out, he directed Lovecraft Country, and
Yeah.
it's based on like H.P.
It
Lovecraft
looks so
and like
good.
the monstrosity type stuff that he wrote up. Yeah, it's pretty
Is
good.
it a movie or a TV show?
TV show.
Okay.
Did you guys see the new Haunting of Bly Manor? Did you watch that on Netflix yet?
No, I've seen the first season. I didn't know the second one came out already.
Yeah.
So I gotta definitely check that out.
Just finished it. It was so good, and I love that series because they did it in the first one too, and it's something that most people don't do. But they put stuff in the background, so you actively watch the background to look for like hidden ghosts and stuff like that.
Right.
And then
Ugh.
like you find yourself sitting there and be like, "What the fuck is that back there?" But nothing happens. That's just back there.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
So
I
if
felt
you're not
it.
paying
I love it.
attention, you miss it completely.
Right. Yeah. And even sometimes if you are paying attention, it's so well hidden, you wouldn't catch it unless somebody was like, "Hey, what's that?" And you'd be like, "Oh."
So it's like, what were those books that we had growing up? I Spy?
I Spy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like an I
but
Spy
really spooky.
horror.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I really like that season. I think they did a really good job with it. And like you get to parts, I won't spoil anything, but you get to parts where you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know what the timeline is. I don't know where I'm at. And then eventually there's a point where it all clicks and you're like, oh. And then it's like close to the end. So then like everything unfolds like appropriately, but it was done so well that you were sitting there going like, what the hell, for like most of the episodes. And then finally it's just that click moment, and it's so satisfying once it all comes together.
Yeah, I love when stuff like that happens in movies and video games where you're just like, oh, shit.
Have you guys ever seen the original Haunting? Like the black and white film?
I don't think I saw that one.
I remember my mom telling me about it before I watched it. And it made me so scared in the beginning. Cause like, I guess I asked her as a kid, like, what's the scariest movie? And she's like, The Haunting. And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, so I never leave my hand over the bed anymore. Like,
Whoa.
and I'm like, okay. And like, I don't know how old I am. This is probably why I hate scary movies. Like all these like little stories. And it's fine. And she's like, in the movie, this mother or like this lady has her hand, like she's sleeping, and she has her hand over the bed, and she feels like a little kid tugging at it.
Mm-mm.
And she's like, so I can never leave my hand over the bed. And I'm like, neither can I. Like, I can't do any of that. No, thanks.
My mom told me growing up the scariest movie she ever watched, and she would never watch a horror movie again and would completely be against me watching horror movies, was Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
She said she watched Carrie and she was so scared. She didn't know what to do. And I remember like watching Carrie, like being in like high school or college and being like, listen, the girl's just pissed, man. Like,
Yeah.
She was bullied.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
bullied hard.
yeah, they deserved it. Little pig's blood never hurt anyone.
Exactly.
But no, I just, it's so funny to see what certain movies are like the scariest.
Back then.
Like, no, to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, because to me, Carrie is not that scary.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh. But to my mom, she's petrified.
Have you ever seen the movie Christine?
That book is good.
With it, that's the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this car that just like murders everyone.
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen King has that. And then
Little
he has,
Stevie.
he has
Little Stevie.
from a Buick 8 or whatever was the other one about a car about. He has like 2 books about cars killing people.
That's funny.
And I read both of them, and they're both very good. But I do love a good Stephen King book and or movie.
Yeah, he can pretty much make anything kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like he's good at just making inanimate objects capable of killing
Right.
killing things.
So good.
I think the first horror movie I ever seen was The Exorcist, because my brother
Yeah.
made me sit there and watch it with him. And I was terrified.
What's the one movie where the statue bleeds?
It's
I think
probably
it's
a
a-
lot of movies.
That's a lot of movies, I feel like.
I think it's a Stephen King movie too. But I remember seeing that. Like, remember my parents watching it.
Rose
and-
Red.
No, it's not The Shining. It starts with an S, I think. Someone's screaming right now while listening to this. But it's like Mother Mary, and she's like bleeding out of her eyes.
I feel like that happens a lot in horror movies.
Okay.
I feel like that probably happened in like The Omen. It probably
The
Yeah.
Omen's
happened.
good.
Yeah. I agree.
Either way, yeah, I remember like peeking my head around the corner and seeing that scene. And it's like right in the beginning and like being petrified and like running back up the stairs and like hiding under the blankets, all scared.
The first movie, and it's not even a horror movie, but the first movie I remember that terrified me as a kid was Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
There's some scary moments in there.
Right, because so I remember I never watched it like at home, but I remember like watching it in a store, like where they sold TVs and my parents were shopping and they were like, here, why don't you go watch the TV while we go talk to the salesperson? So I'm like sitting there and I probably have to be like, like 5 or 6 years old and I'm watching Beetlejuice and it's at the part where they're at the dinner table and they're like decomposing. And that's like my introduction to Beetlejuice at that point because I hadn't seen the rest of the movie. And I'm like, this is terrifying. What is happening? These people are just shriveling. And it was like super scary. And I remember like running off and being terrified of Beetlejuice for the longest time because that's all I could put with it. I never watched the rest of it.
It's so creepy.
But I love that movie now.
Yeah.
It's weird that you can like flip that, but yeah.
All right, let's go to this next beer.
Yeah, let's hit it. I'm excited to try this one.
This one's good. I had this one yesterday.
Yeah, you were talking that up.
So this is Sly Fox Oktoberfest Lager, and I believe this one tastes like a lager.
Well, we'll see. I should pour just right up to the mic.
Yeah, this is good.
Really?
This is chill. This tastes like an Oktoberfest.
It smells like an October.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very autumn-like.
Ooh, yeah, it's crisp.
Right?
It's got like a bit of an aftertaste, though.
That's that sour that you're still tasting.
Maybe. Ein Prosit. Beer enjoyed under a humongous tent while you and thousands of your closest friends sing enthusiastically or anywhere, really. All about the Gelumlichkeit, baby. Yeah. So what is a 6.1%?
Yeah. What do you think about it, Tyler?
Good.
Yeah. It's October.
It's a wunderbar fest beer.
I like Sly Fox. They make a really good Christmas beer, too. Oh, my God. So I'm driving through the city, like in like the hood area, ghetto area, and there's someone with a shit ton of Christmas decorations out.
Already? Or do you think that they were up already?
Yeah. I'm like, either the house is abandoned and the Christmas decorations are up from last year, or they're very proactive. I don't know.
I don't know, because I feel like I see houses with Christmas lights already pinned up.
This had like the blow up stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Definitely a possibility that they left them there.
Like candy canes and stuff. Like they were just lazy. They're like, fuck it.
Yeah. But then also I would be amazed that it made it that long if that's the area it was. They were still sitting there after almost a year.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Did you ever not finish a game because of how scary it is?
Does it count if I didn't finish it and then picked it up later?
But, all right. Yeah. I mean, explain.
Like years later?
Sure. Explain.
Okay. The game that I didn't finish had to be Resident Evil 3 because I was so terrified of Nemesis back in the day. I don't know if any of the listeners know who Nemesis is, but he's like the bioweapon that
he's a scary
stalks
boy.
the shit out of you out of that game. I would get to the same spot all the time, and then the second he burst through the wall was when I quit playing, and it took me years to finally just sit down and actually play through the game. Hearing that stars and having it stalk you is terrifying.
Wait, he says stars?
Because you're okay, the police force that you're on is stars.
Okay.
Like special tactics.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Is he part of stars?
No, but he was created by the evil Umbrella Corporation to hunt down stars members. Because the stars members were in the first game that discovered the laboratory in the mansion. So they knew what was going on, and he was created to kill them.
That one was loud.
My bad.
That was a little spooky.
That's a jump scare for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so he stalks down the star members throughout the game, and you see some of your friends die.
So do all Resident Evil games, are they all like in order in the sense? Like they're all based off the same thing? They like go
Yeah, sometimes
together?
they kind of rewrite the wheel a little bit.
Okay.
Like with Resident Evil 7, that was kind of a fresh take on the series. It fit with like
I did play that one.
the Umbrella Corporation was still a thing technically, but it was definitely more the Baker family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played it. I didn't play it long.
Oh, okay.
But I did play it.
I was going to ask. I was like, did you finish it though?
No,
All
are you
right.
kidding me? It It was very early in the game. I got to the attic. There was a mannequin, and I said, "No, fuck that. I'm out." The mannequin didn't move. I thought it was gonna move, and it got me so scared that it was gonna move, and like there were more mannequins staggered around.
Yeah, I think I actually got that far too.
And I was like, "No, never mind. Goodbye."
I remember seeing a mannequin in a more recent game
in an attic, and then eventually some monster jumps through the window and attacks you. But
it's always the window.
I was more scared of the mannequins moving. And I was just like so amped up on that.
Yeah.
That is one game I want to try in VR just to see how scared I actually get.
Yeah.
Because it does have VR capabilities, but I'm like,
yeah.
That's
no. I
want to be that immersed into a horror game. I'm not sure.
I don't know about that. Well, actually, I guess I can say one of the only VR games one of the only horror games I did like was in VR was the Rush of Blood one that they did.
Is that you're like on like a
the roller coaster?
Roller coaster
Until
ride.
Dawn.
Yeah.
The same universe.
Yeah. You're on the roller coaster and you just have to shoot things and stuff does jump out at you, but like, you're just like a rail shooter. So I like that. But I wish they had more rail shooters in VR.
Aren't most of them rail shooters? But
like that though, like
okay.
Like you're shooting like at targets and things that come at you instead of just like I don't know, like it's a different vibe when you're in like a cart or like you're in a moving vehicle and
Silent Hill or not Silent Hill. Sorry guys. Resident Evil 7 is like you're still using the controller, but you're seeing everything in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds frightening.
So if somebody grabs you in the game, you're literally getting grabbed
like face to face with them.
This is the VR headset going through my TV.
Yeah, right.
God, that's so expensive.
So I'm hoping they do more stuff like that in the future.
Isn't there, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there one out right now that's like a VR horror game that came out recently?
Phasmatopia?
Yeah.
Topia or
something like that.
Phasmobia or
something with a yeah.
Phassobia. I don't know. But yeah, you're like a ghost hunter team or something.
Yeah.
And you have to go into houses and provoke ghosts and try to figure out what the haunting is.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of people are playing that right now. I've seen.
It's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
No.
Okay.
Will you try it?
Sure.
All right.
If it's for research purposes, I guess I can download it.
Yeah.
For research.
For research.
I don't know. I think that'd be like it's an interesting concept though, because I like to watch I like to watch those ghost hunting TV shows because I think they can be super cheesy.
Yeah.
And I like to make fun of them. But I think it'd be cool to like do that as a game front.
Yeah, I saw some gameplay of it. It's kind of cool how they do the voice chat because if you're in the same room, it sounds like you're talking to each other.
Oh.
And if you go to different rooms, it sounds like you're talking over a radio.
Oh.
Interesting.
And you have to use like
is it multiplayer?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You have to use like a UV light to like find handprints or use a cross to like get the ghost away if it's chasing you.
The old priest and the young
So
priest.
it's online multiplayer. I would actually get that with you guys and play it. That sounds fun.
The only problem is I think it's computer only at the moment. I don't know if it's on platform.
So if it does come to PSVR, I'd totally be down with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be
for
scared
research.
shitless.
For research.
But yeah.
I don't know about VR, but yeah.
I think if we're together, experiencing it together, it'd be better.
Yeah, from what I saw,
it would just be me
fun.
screaming the whole time, but like I'd be fine.
From what I saw, it looks pretty fun because like obviously YouTubers are all teaming up and doing it, and they're like laughing like when somebody dies. It's crazy because like doors can lock, and you can't get out of the door, and the lights are going crazy.
So that kind of brings me to a game that I've played that technically I guess you could classify as a horror game, but I've played it, is Dead by Daylight. And I don't think it's scary because you're playing with other people. And I don't know if either of you have played it, but you're either a person who's trying to survive or a person who's the killer.
Oh, okay.
And then so the killer has to track down everybody and try to kill them all before they try to escape the compound, essentially.
It's like Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And they have like different monsters you play as and different characters with different abilities. And then there's all this stuff you can add on. But like technically, I guess you could say that is a scary game.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you're playing multiplayer online, it's not scary because you're all yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Like all of your friends are swearing and whatever.
Like there's horror elements, but
But it's not truly
it's
scary.
more of like a competitive
Yeah.
multiplayer at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
But I did see they added some cool monsters from like all different walks of horror life.
yeah,
they
yeah.
have,
Like
like-
Ghostface was in it, and I think like Michael
Ghostface
Myers.
Killer.
What's up?
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Speaking of multiplayer horror, though, there is a game that I'm looking for. It's a little pricey.
What is it?
It's on PS2 called Obscure,
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
and
Alright.
it's like The Faculty. Remember that movie, The Faculty, with the Elijah Wood, where
Oh,
like the aliens take over the school?
yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like that, and it's a multiplayer, like local play,
Huh.
survival horror game.
How many people?
I knew
Okay.
it was an expensive game. I never knew the premise of it though. That's interesting.
Yeah, so you can play on the same screen.
Mhm.
It's not online play, and it is a survival horror game where this like parasitic alien takes over the school.
Oh,
But it's faculty, and like Sum 41 is like the main fucking theme song of the game. I'm like, okay,
all right.
we'll take it.
And that's early 2000s for you right there.
But it's definitely up there in price. There's definitely a sequel that I was looking at right now.
Yeah, the sequel is cheap.
Yeah, sequel's cheap. The original is expensive.
The original is $380. Looks like there's
Isn't
one
it
up on
on
eBay.
GameCube too? It's an expensive GameCube game.
That might be Internal Darkness.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yep. But they have like a similar cover right there. but
the
like a blue.
sequel's also on the Wii. You can find
Mm.
that.
Interesting.
But it's a game that I would love to have, but only if I find it somewhere
Yeah,
for the
Right.
low.
Right,
I
right.
ain't gonna spend $300.
Yeah.
Unless I trade for it.
Right. Makes sense.
that cover art's creepy.
Yeah, it's like an alien
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
human hybrid thing.
So talking about expensive horror games, we were talking about this 2 episodes ago on like buying and reselling and stuff. Why do you think horror games are so expensive? Is it like smaller batches?
Definitely low print run, except for the main games
like Resident Evil?
Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Those get millions of prints. So I mean, even those are getting pricey on PS2 for some
Yeah,
reason.
Yeah.
I sold it Silent Hill. I think I had like the guidebook with it, and I think I sold it for like $70, which isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's just mind blowing that common games like
Yeah.
that are starting
Yeah.
to go up in price.
Well, it's because nobody's selling theirs, and because most stores are closed, or they were, so that like really hiked up the value.
right.
I think horror just generally has like a cult following.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like a popular genre. Like you have to be into it to
Appreciate it.
appreciate it, I
Right.
guess.
Like even like if you go and you like, so for example, if you sell VHSs, normally like any VHS is going to be like dirt cheap, but horror VHSs are worth way more for some
Yeah,
reason.
like-
And the low print ones, like the B ones, like my buddy,
oh yeah.
Matt, he collects horror VHS tapes and like porn VHS tapes too. But
They're worth money.
Yep.
yeah, and he has some that he was showing me. He's like, look this up, look that up, like $600-700.
Yeah.
like VHS tapes,
Yeah. It's wild.
and it
that-
looks like someone shot it with one camera in their backyard. You know,
yeah. Yeah. It's wild that the horror genre can pull so much money.
The 2 most expensive games I own are Kuon on PS2,
oh, you own that? We were talking about that one.
$800 and some dollars,
Uh huh.
and then I have a complete copy of Roll of Rose.
Yeah.
What's that one worth now?
Complete, it's like 530.
That's
But luckily I traded for those, so I was not gonna pay full price for any
No.
of that stuff. And when I traded for Kuon, it was only at $400 some dollars.
That's awesome.
That's
That's
not
great.
So
bad at all.
it definitely.
So what did you
went up
trade
there.
for it? Do you remember?
You might kick me in the butt, but I traded Persona 1 Revelations on PS1.
It's not that great of a game.
It's not
Game,
that great, but
yeah.
it's also an expensive game.
Yeah, very expensive.
And then I traded Silhouette Mirage.
I never even heard of that one.
It's
Damn, Roll of
Damn.
Rose.
who is the people that did like Vanguard Bandits?
Working design?
Yeah, it's a working design title. So that's also
Yeah, why?
worth a good bit.
That's inexpensive.
But yeah, I made a sick trade on Instagram
There you go.
with somebody that owns a store.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, I'm getting rid of my personal copy of Kuon. I'm like, all right, well, you willing to trade for it? And I'm like, Like, yeah, put me up.
Cool.
Good connection to know.
Is that okay? Like, is that game worth a couple $100? Like,
$800.
I would say, okay,
because he got it for 4. He got it for
Yeah,
4.
yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
said a couple hundred.
for the time when I got it, I think it is because I appreciate horror games.
It's Japanese horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I had to pay straight up cash for it, I probably wouldn't have got it.
Right? Yeah.
I would just say emulate it if you're good at emulation.
Yeah. I wanted to know, like, it's an expensive game for multiple reasons, but like, is it even good at all? Or
it's like an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like above average for the time period.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't know if it would be worth it to spend so much money on a game when
I did a review for Bobby.
Yeah.
His podcaster is 31 Days of Halloween or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So I did a review of that game.
On his podcast?
Not on his podcast.
Okay. On his page.
On his page.
Cool.
Um,
I'll have to look that up. Did it come out yet? His review?
yeah.
Your review?
Yeah,
Okay.
it came out yesterday.
Cool.
I think the game is worth it. I wouldn't tell anybody to pay that much money.
yeah, it seems like an obscene amount of money.
That's obscene amount. If you can trade when it was at $400, that's reasonable. If
Yeah.
you have stuff to trade, I would never tell anybody to buy a game for $400 with straight cash.
Nope. Don't do it.
No.
Especially 800. Don't do it.
Is this new?
Yeah. So
I'm like,
What's this do?
wait a minute. Did I drink my beer?
No.
It just showed up.
next beer, this one is a bit different. It's Lexington Brewing Company, Kentucky Pumpkin Barrel Ale. God damn me. I can't fucking speak. Kentucky Pumpkin Barrel Ale.
Whoa.
This
Yeah.
is aged in bourbon barrels, and it's
Whoa.
10%. What do you guys think?
Whoa.
Tastes like medicine.
Whoa. Tastes like bourbon.
That
Bourbon.
too.
You can taste the bourbon.
Yum. I like this.
You can smell it too.
This is
Smell it.
dangerous.
Smell-
10% for a pumpkin beer is crazy.
That's pretty dangerous.
My dad gave me this.
Well,
What
you know he was
shoot,
getting
what's the
into.
What's the other one that's super high up? That's like a popular one.
A pumpkin beer?
Yeah. There's like a
Pumpkin.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's good.
Yeah, I think that one's like a 12% or
Yeah,
something.
and it's good.
We don't have that one here.
No, we don't. But if
unfortunately.
I had one, I would definitely be drinking.
Yeah.
Really pumped up. My wife's gonna pick me up later. After
We're
this
gonna
one.
roll Tyler out to the,
Yeah.
to the curb. Say, see ya.
Good news is I start work at 10, so
Hey,
at
there you
least
go.
can sleep in.
Yeah, there you go. No, this it definitely smells like a little bourbon.
This is the best one we've had so far. I
Yeah,
think.
it's got those notes, you know.
Mhm.
You know when you know.
When you know, you know.
Yeah, I usually don't like barrel aged beer
This
because
one's
it
good.
tastes like too much like whiskey, but I think this is on point.
But I like Trogs's. They had that freaky peach that was barrel aged.
Oh, I didn't try that.
I didn't try that. That sounds really good though.
It was
Sounds
pretty
I'd
good.
Like it. Was that one and they had like in the cork and
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are pricey.
yeah, it's like $13 a bottle, but
But it'd be worth
for one, it wasn't bad.
yeah.
It was actually really good. I wish they would just sell it normally, but
Yeah. Did you guys see Dogfish's Head? Dogfish's Head 120 minute beer at the
What?
store? 120
Yeah.
minute
that's a lot.
IPA?
That's a lot of minutes.
It's $38 for a 4-pack.
So
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I think it's like a 15 or 16% beer too.
it better make me tipsy off the first one.
I better
Oh, yeah.
smell it and
Oh,
get
yeah.
drunk.
Yeah.
I like beers like that where I don't have to drink a lot, but I
I
get like
don't.
the tipsy buzz.
I enjoy the act of drinking way too much. Like once I start drinking, I want to keep drinking.
I just have a baby bladder syndrome. I don't
I
know.
don't care about peeing.
I rather drink less and not have to keep drinking to get to where I want to be.
Okay.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
That makes sense. I get what you're saying. But alternatively, talking about barrel aged and fancy seasonal beers, did you see that they're making a Mad Elf cheese?
What?
What?
Yeah. There's
Explain.
a cheese like in the grocery store you can go.
What
and
kind
there
of
is
cheese?
just like I guess it's like a cheddar,
Cheddar?
or something, but it's aged with Mad Elf in it.
So it's
Is
like
it
cherry.
in the barrel?
I
With
don't
the
know how
Mad
they
Elf.
do. I don't know how they do it.
Wow.
Did they scrape it off the side of the barrel?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, they just, like,
That's a
They
cheese.
put little elves in there. Yeah, no, it's like a local creamery that is working with Trogs, and they like infuse,
Interesting.
and they had like a perpetual one too. Your perpetual IPA.
I don't think
cheese.
that'd be good.
West Coast listeners, you probably won't get the opportunity to have it.
Sorry. Well, but basically anybody outside of Pennsylvania, because I think it's only a Giant.
We'll have to review it on the podcast.
We can get a charcuterie board.
I'm down.
Charcuterie boards.
Shout out to Tony. He just moved to Philly with his new girlfriend, and every night in his stories or her stories on Instagram, they're always eating meat and cheese plates, and I'm like, you guys are fucking living the life.
Dude, I love it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
Every night, they're fancy.
Every night, I'm like, meat and cheese. All right.
Sometimes
I mean, cheese is pretty good.
Sometimes I just get in the mood and I buy a bunch of cheeses and meats from the grocery store, and that's my dinner. It's just like
when I lived at my parents' house, I found myself doing like a midnight down to the fridge where I just eat some cheese. I'm like
handfuls of shredded cheese.
It's probably not good to eat and then go to sleep on, but
I do that at my house. If I'm up till midnight, you best believe.
Maybe it's a Pennsylvania thing.
Maybe we all just really like cheese.
We're like the snack capital of the
I don't
United
buy
States.
cheese anymore.
Why don't you buy cheese anymore?
I think I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm. But like, I'll still eat cheese. Like, I had a burger yesterday, and I didn't not ask for cheese on it. You know?
Yeah.
I just try not to have cheese at the house because I do eat it and snack on it, and then it's not good.
That's fair. I understand.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't eat cheese.
Sucks.
I'd be pretty disappointed.
I would be lost.
I'd be cheeseless.
I fight through the stomach aches because I also feel like I might be lactose intolerant.
For sure.
No.
Sucks.
So I fight through that and still eat it anyway and just deal with the consequence. But
oh man.
All right. Cheese podcast.
Sorry, we got on the charcuterie board.
Well, no. Back to Kuon. What's the difference between like Western horror and Japanese horror?
I always felt like Asian horror, it's more into like the realism aspect. A lot of like American horror, we take a lot of it from those type of cultures.
Okay.
And we try to make it Americanized. It's not, they don't do it as good. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I don't know.
They're just better at it.
Yeah, because like for example, like the movie The Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's Japanese, right?
Yeah. That originated in Japan.
Same with The Ring too, right? Yeah.
Like Kuon or whatever is the Grudge in Japanese. It's better in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Americanized horror, like especially like ghost horror, to me isn't as scary as like the long black hair
emerging from your tub.
Yeah.
Just hey, what's up?
There's this movie called The Audition. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Is that the one where she drugs her friend and like makes her like rip her own face off?
Whoa.
Yeah, she might do that, but she also
quickly.
I'm sorry.
She also like drugs this dude.
She drugs a lot of people and makes him like his like a sack bitch. Is that the movie I'm thinking of?
Yeah, maybe. She drugs this one dude and puts needles around his eyes, and she's like,
it's
they're
like
like
a pet.
acupuncture needles in the eyes, like, and around the eyes, and he can't move, but like he can feel everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like already paralyzed from this drug, so he's like trying to scream, but he can't. It's crazy. Like
Asian
that to
horror.
me is like gore, you know?
Yeah. That's the stuff that I cringe. I'm not scared of it, but it makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Like if I watch Saw, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna like it because it's just me going ugh the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I can take somebody's arm getting cut off or whatever accidentally along the way, but if you're just cutting arms off for 2 hours, I'm not gonna be as interested.
Back to the Japanese horror.
Yeah.
I feel like it's based more on like culture over there. And a lot of it's like myth and like legends and you do this, you're going to get this happening to you. Like, don't touch this or this will happen.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
There's a lot of like culture into the way that they do their horror. And it's like religious and
That makes sense.
like Kuon's a very religious horror game. Like you play okay, I don't know, a lord's daughter. Okay, you play a lord's daughter. There's 3 different main characters. The first character, sorry guys.
It's all right. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Good.
All right, the first character you play is like a lord's daughter, and you go through your whole playthrough as her, and you're normal, and he's like, I don't know how to explain the game. It's kind of out there.
Okay.
But the two other characters you play as are like priests.
Okay.
So you got like cool, like I can use magic and shit to fuck up these demons. It turns more badass as you play.
Mm.
But you're in a manor in Japan, and the Lord like put a curse on the town. And there's these two mulberry trees and creepy little twins that guard them, but they're like the guardians of the mulberry tree. They sing a creepy little song. It's fucking terrifying. And there's these wicker baskets that you have to like sacrifice things and go into the wicker basket with.
Huh.
And it prolongs your life after death. It's crazy, religious, like weird culty stuff.
Yeah. It almost makes me like wonder when we compare Japanese and American horror. Like, does Japanese horror rely more on these like magical undertones than American horror does? And that's like why it's better. It's because they're pulling like this magical fantasy stuff. And America is just like, we're just going to chop
It's a dude
people
with
up.
a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some like good American horror, like ghost movies, but
Yeah. They're
Like
not.
they're not
Casper.
as
Casper
good.
was good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that at all.
Come
I
with
is a
me
good
if you want to
movie.
live.
want to go watch Casper now.
Right? It's a good movie. You guys ever watch, not to go on another tangent, but let's go on another tangent.
Let's do it.
The Disney Channel, like horror movies.
Oh, the Disney Channel original
Like
movies?
Halloween Town?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Under
Or
wraps.
don't look out of the bed?
yes, we
I-
just watched both of those last weekend.
Solid.
First time I've ever seen either one of them.
Really?
And I'm like, these characters are so creepy. Like the boogeyman is so creepy. And for that to be on the Disney Channel is wild.
Dude, the Disney Channel original movies
My mom
were spitting back then.
Is dating a vampire or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
That sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
I thought you were like saying that your mom
No,
dated a
no,
vampire.
no,
I was
no,
like,
no, no.
whoa.
Let's get personal in here. No, the Halloween
She
Town
wishes.
movies. Halloween Town movies are killer good movies. Like they are just like they hold up.
Yeah.
The first one's great. The other two are kind of cheesy, but
But they hold up.
they
though.
do definitely hold
They
up.
hold up.
Yeah.
They're like right up there with like Hocus Pocus and like Nightmare Before Christmas. for me.
Right,
Like,
right.
They're just
Yeah.
good movies.
I have to watch them once a year
Yeah.
for sure
Yeah.
during this time of the year.
Yeah, but the other ones I was thinking, yeah, like Don't Look Under the Bed and Under Wraps and stuff like that. I haven't seen those in years. And I'd love to watch those again.
Yeah. Really good. I thought the actor in Don't Look Under the Bed was great. The young kid that turns into the boogeyman, like near the end.
Okay. I don't.
The
remember.
wild one that's like only kids can see him.
Yeah, I don't remember acting.
All right.
Yeah,
You-
I'm pretty bad at that myself.
He was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember.
I'm like,
his
look at
name.
that guy. I know him from a bunch of stuff. But then
Yeah.
I like IMDb
I can't think of your name, but
but
I've seen you before.
yeah, I don't like. Well, actually, so let me turn back for a moment. I was when I was watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, there is a character that's like she's supposed to be like a 6-year-old girl, and she's like going through and like they're British, so everybody's got these cute little British accents, and she's just like going through, and I think I was like 6 episodes deep or something, and I saw a fact on the internet that said the girl who plays her in the show is also the voice actress for Peppa Pig, and I was like, damn
That's
it.
weird.
So now for like the last 3 episodes, I'm just imagining Peppa Pig in like a horror movie situation.
Peppa Pig is a straight thug in
Yes.
some of those episodes.
But that's like I couldn't get it out of my head now. Like once I saw it, I could hear the voice like, oh shit, it really is her. So then I was just thinking about Peppa Pig for like the last 3 episodes. But like I feel like sometimes that happens with a horror movie. I'm like, oh, I know that person from somewhere, and then like I just continuously think about them in the other setting.
For sure.
Anyway, back to horror games.
Yeah.
So get off of our tangent again.
I got some obscure games for people that
Yeah?
I think they would like.
Okay.
All right, list them up.
Echo Knight, which is also a PS1 franchise. Echo Knight Beyond on PS2. It takes place in space. You're an astronaut. I'm pretty sure the relation of the main character you play as is the same relation to the guy from the first game. But you help ghosts
Space
pass
Ghosts.
on.
Space Ghosts?
Yes. Well, it's like a colony in space
Okay.
type of thing. But you help them pass on to wherever they need to go.
So you're like a helpful Ghostbuster.
pretty much.
Okay.
But it's horror.
There's some horror elements. Like some of the ghosts are kind of hostile.
Okay. That
So
sounds
it looks
fun.
like that game is like roundabouts like $100 complete.
Damn. Just gonna say that sounds actually kind of
Another game that Beau got
Right.
me.
I got him something. I gave him something.
Beau probably forgets which one he gave me, but
It starts with an I,
Extermination.
an E.
It was a vowel.
I wasn't going to play it.
I'm pretty sure it takes place in Antarctica. It's one of the snowy continents of the world.
Penguins. Haunted penguins.
But there's like alien monsters. You fight them. It's kind of actiony. Pretty fun.
Okay.
Cheap game. It's not nearly expensive as
Yeah.
some of the other games.
So, Extermination for the PS2. I'm going to go under sold listings. You can find this for
It's like
10 to $15.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a good little fun horror, survival horror. Not too scary, more actiony. So if you're into that, check it out.
I like that price too. Like for recommendations, I hate recommending games that are like $100+, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A fantastic game. You guys could probably even play it.
Oh, thanks.
We'll see about that.
No, it's not scary. You're more like Ghostbuster.
Okay.
So you're more like a Ghostbuster.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
It's called Ghost Hunter.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a Detroit cop
Ooh.
investigating a crime in a creepy old school when you
Okay.
stumble upon a laboratory in the basement.
Okay.
And this ghost hunter guy, you accidentally release all the ghosts from the capture machine.
Oh no. So we are not helping the Ghostbusters at all.
No, but you become the new ghost hunter guy.
Oh.
And yeah, you hunt ghosts like Ghostbusters. Pretty badass.
What's it on?
PlayStation
PS2.
2.
This goes for like $50, which is decent.
It's actually a really fun game.
But it's not scary, like jump scary.
No.
Okay.
I mean, there's ghosts and stuff in it, but it's
The
not.
cover art looks a little creepy.
It
Spooky.
looks spooky,
Yeah.
but it's not at all. There's
All right.
humor in it. It's kind of cheesy. The graphics are pretty well done. You can also have ghosts possess you, and
Hmm.
you can do ghost stuff.
Ghost stuff.
Like,
So you get like a different abilities.
What's
yeah, you get
stuff?
different abilities where you if you need to traverse a different
Get
area,
a white sheet over
Yeah.
you. Little eyes cut out.
Yeah.
if you need to traverse to somewhere you can't go, you can
Okay.
have a ghost possession happen. They're friendly ghosts, by the way.
So that's all Casper.
Yeah. And you
Come
can
with
go to
me if you
different
want to
areas to unlock doors that you couldn't normally
Oh, okay.
unlock. I don't know. It's interesting. It's a fun, out there, obscure game that not a lot of people heard of.
That sounds
Yeah, no, I
good.
haven't heard of that. Sounds cool.
Any others?
Let me go there on the spider or the rabbit hole. Is that the saying?
Did you say the spider hole?
I like
Alright.
that better.
This
Spiders don't have holes.
This barrel age beer is definitely getting to all three of us. We're all giggly.
Uh,
I like that though. It's a good beer to
Mm.
split 3 ways.
oh, absolutely.
I could drink one of these, but then
you'd
I'd be
on your
done.
ass.
Yeah, I'd be done.
I mean,
that's not fun.
Siren, that's not really obscure. Sony created that one,
Is that another PS2?
which is interesting because, yes, PS2. It's interesting because Team Silent, the people that made Silent Hill, when they disbanded from Konami, they went on to creating Siren. It's like a $25 game.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
And what's creepy is
Oh,
the facial capture. They actually use facial capture.
Oh, okay.
So some of the faces are like the uncanny valley type, where it's even creepier because they look kind of real, but they're PS2 graphics, so it's kind of fucking ugly at the same time. But that one's cool because you can actually, I forget what the ability is called, but you can see where the enemies are before going into areas. Like you kind of possess them
Okay.
and you can see where they're looking.
Yeah, okay.
And there's moments in the game where you possess one of them and they're right behind you and you're like, oh fuck. Oh shit.
No, dude.
But yeah, it's a creepy Chinese town or Japanese town, and you gotta solve the mystery of what happened pretty much.
Okay.
It's interesting.
All right.
Some of the horror games though kind of blend together, especially the more well known.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I feel like there's only so many ways you can do horror.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that how that would all blend together and it would get confusing. Like, as I was saying earlier, how I can't distinguish between The Conjuring and Insidious and all of those in the same thing because they're all the same to me.
They're all based off of each other.
Right.
Like they pull certain things from each of those
Right.
movies to make
Yeah.
The
So
new one.
I can't tell them apart. So I could see how that would happen with video games.
Right.
Too. Yeah. So what is the like weirdest scene you've ever experienced in a horror game, or like something that just stood out to you that was like, what the hell?
Top 3.
Top 3.
Okay. You said
Yeah.
top 3.
We're doing top 3
I didn't say top 3.
in no specific order.
Okay, well, third would be Resident Evil 1 with the video. They do like actual filming of like real people for the cutscenes,
Okay.
and the acting's dreadful.
Oh, okay.
So weird in that sense, not like
Yes,
scary weird.
it's not
Okay.
scary or
All right.
creepy.
It's just weird.
It's just weird because
Okay.
it's poorly done.
Okay. That's
Now they
fair.
didn't do that in the N64 version because you couldn't have actual like movie scenes, right?
No, that was the original Resident Evil on PS1.
Okay.
But the acting's like very low budget. Like Capcom must have found
Hey
some.
Scott from accounting, come over here.
They're like the one famous scene is Chris Redfield going, "Jill, don't go."
Oh,
It's
boy.
like bad
Yeah.
acting,
Oh no.
and the camera is like the cuts, like the straight cut, like back
Oh.
to each character. Like
Oh.
it's
oh, no.
it's dreadful.
That's it.
Suck. Not good.
Number 2 is definitely the Pyramid Head with the nurse scene.
Okay.
It's pretty famous in video game weird scenes.
Okay.
Number 1, damn. I don't know. There's definitely some weird ones. Probably Rule of Rose.
Yeah, tell me about Rule of Rose.
Okay, so you're an orphan. Your family died in a Zeppelin accident.
Oh.
What?
Yeah,
That's random.
it's pretty random.
Is this
But it
based
takes
like back
place back in like
50s?
like
When everybody was in Zeppelin accidents.
Yeah.
it was like 1930s
Before
to
cars
40s.
and just Zeppelin, you know.
Yeah, everybody just Zeppelined across
Yeah.
the street.
but
you
yeah,
weren't cool if you didn't have a Zeppelin.
And if it was made of lead, you were even cooler.
Oh. That took me a
Time to
quick
get
second.
the lead
Yeah.
out, gentlemen. Anyway,
All
go
right,
on.
keep
Sorry.
going.
you guys are ridiculous. Okay, but yeah, you're an orphan, and this bus driver drops you off at the orphanage. Pretty normal up until the point when you start meeting the other creepy children of the orphanage. And there's like a political hierarchy between class of like the different orphans. So like there's like the head of the orphans, and she tells everybody that's lower than her to like fuck around and like torment you. So they like bury you alive at one point,
Oh God.
and
I
like
could never play that game.
Like in a casket or
in
just
a
like,
casket.
Ugh.
oh,
And
How
then
do you get out of that?
you just
somehow you just get out.
You just cry.
Yeah. There's a okay. I figured out the most fucked up scene. I just remembered in the game, the one character straps a dead rat to a stick and shoves it in the main character's face.
What?
It's fucking gross.
Oh.
And they're like the kids are laughing the whole time. Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
So I don't want to give it away or anything, but like, so basically in Rule of Rose, your villains are the kids.
Correct.
So for like the whole game, there's like nothing.
But a lot of it sort of ties in with the Silent Hill aspect where
Okay.
your anxieties and like her internal struggles kind of relay like the
Projected
reality.
onto them.
And there's like obviously like creepy sexual undertones, and that's why the game got banned in America.
Oh, I didn't know it was banned.
Yeah, that's why it's so rare.
Oh.
It had a limited run. It got banned in like a bunch of countries.
So
for-
it got pooled then. Like it was
pretty much. Yeah,
here, and then they were like, someone played it, and they're like, we
it
shouldn't
got
be
terrible
selling this.
reviews because of how fucked up it was.
Interesting.
And playing it, it really isn't that bad per se. But I can see back then the taboo
Yeah.
moments of the game really probably pushed it to the limit back then, because there's like creepy, like the guy, what do they call the head of the orphanage?
Orphanage heads.
Sure. He's like abusing like some of the girls, and yeah,
It's messed up.
it's pretty messed up.
Okay. I
But
got
the story is really good.
it. Okay.
The gameplay, not so much. That's where they kind of should have waited a little bit before they put it out, because the gameplay wasn't perfected.
Hmm.
It's very clunky and not a lot of thought went into it, but
Okay.
the story's
But
pretty
it's got a good
amazing.
story. That I guess would be one of the ones that like you'd want to see translated into a movie. Would probably do well.
Yeah, I think the title too, Rule of Rose, is just like a good name.
Yeah.
Like it's a good title.
I mean, you don't think it's like when I see Rule of Rose, and I've never played it, nor have I ever watched anybody play it or anything. Like when I thought of it, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's like some feudal Japan era samurai shit or whatever. But apparently, it's not.
No, it takes place in like Europe during like the 1940s.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of orphans.
With Zeppelins.
Nobody has samurai swords.
Orphans with Zeppelins.
But there are like monsters and stuff in the game. I don't know how to explain them to you.
Yeah.
But they're like little midget. Well, that's not a good term.
Small people.
Small people.
Small things.
Small monsters.
Small monsters. They kind of look like the orphans in a way too.
Mm.
But it's like all of her worst fears projected into like the reality that you play through.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it makes it creepy.
Yeah.
There is a dog though that you find. I'm pretty sure the name is Huey. I can't remember.
Can you pet it?
Yes.
Excellent.
Makes it
But there's a
best game.
Buying it.
there's a mechanic.
I'm spending $350 at this
dog.
fucking dog.
There's a
Throw it
mechanic.
away.
There's a mechanic that's really cool because if you treat the dog poorly, it won't help you out.
Oh, good.
Same in like
yeah, good.
Haunted Ground, same concept because you have a dog in that game too. But you have to like give the dog treats every now and then, and it will like help you out in combat and like bark at enemies so it distracts them from attacking you so you can attack them.
Good boy.
Good.
Interesting. And he helps you find like key items throughout the game and
Maybe I could make it through a horror game if there was a dog helping me. Maybe that's the element I've been missing in all these horror games that I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs.
Woof woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I agree.
Interesting.
All right. What's the scariest villain in any video game? Long pause.
there's a lot of villains. You guys are hammering
You
me with
didn't want the
decent
question
Yeah,
questions.
I
beforehand.
asked if you wanted the questions beforehand. You're like, no, on the spot. Barrel aged beer in my brain. Let's
All right.
think about
Can you
this.
redo the question? Barrel aged beer in my brain right now. Please answer or redo the question.
Who was the scariest villain in a horror game?
Albert Wesker, Resident Evil,
First one.
because you didn't know it was him.
Okay.
And he's the villain of all Resident Evil games.
Okay.
So it's like he's like
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Heavy spoilers. But if you haven't played Resident Evil in
I think-
2020 at this point,
Yeah.
that's your own problem, I
So-
guess.
Why is he the scariest though?
Because you never see him coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So it sounds like from an outsider perspective, it's just like this twist into him, so you don't expect, and that's what makes it.
Yeah, he's
You
a
down for one more beer?
okay, so spoilers, he's a member of STARS,
Oh,
that police force that I was telling you about, but he works for Umbrella.
he's undercover.
That fucking
He's undercover. And yeah, that fucking bitch knew the whole time.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil 1 happened and 90% of the police force died because of him.
Wow.
So
What a
he's a little
jackass.
shady jackass,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him. I've never played, and I already don't like him
but he's also one of the smartest villains of all time in game history, he goes.
because he was undercover, quote unquote.
Because he's playing on both parties.
Yeah, he
Right.
plays both parties and then turns out that he's like the big baddie of like the whole entire operation.
Fuck you, Albert.
And he also gets like zombie abilities because he gets the virus injected into him.
But he doesn't turn
Cool.
into a zombie.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next beer that we're drinking is from Ithaca Brewing Company. I love Ithaca Brewing Company. This is called Country Pumpkin Ale. And it is, the label on it is like a house that's a pumpkin. So let's try this one. What do you think, Kelly?
This one's way more. So we talked on the first beer. What was that? The Susquehanna.
Yeah.
How there were spices. This one's just like pumpkin. Like there's no spices.
This one's good though.
Yeah. But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it can be a good pumpkin beer with it
has
just
like,
being pumpkin.
it has like a fruitier taste because there's not like spices in it.
Right. It tastes like you just mashed a pumpkin up in there.
Yeah.
Whereas that one you could taste like there's, probably like cloves or nutmeg
Yeah,
or
I feel
some
like-
shit.
I feel like this beer's a day drinking beer. Like I could drink this throughout the day and
Yeah.
Let's see what the percent is.
feel pretty good.
Yeah. Hit us with some info on that one.
All right. So it's called Country Pumpkin. It's a pumpkin ale. That's all I got.
It doesn't have
I
it.
feel, I feel like these pumpkin beers like don't say the percents. I don't know why.
It's because they're basic.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Bo, it's because they're basic.
It is. I've been drinking a lot of pumpkin spice frappuccinos and lattes. Man, I had a latte today before we had breakfast. I thought I was going to have a panic attack.
Your heart rate.
Yeah, but like my heart, like it felt like my heart rate was like going crazy. And then I checked my heart rate like on my neck and it's like slower than usual. And I'm like, what is going on? And we're seeing my wife's grandpa like through like a glass window at like the Alzheimer's unit, old person home. And I was like, I need to walk away. Like, I feel like I'm going to puke or something. Like, this is not good. And then as soon as I ate food, I was fine. It was a long night last night. I'm guessing a 6%.
It's a 6.3%.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I drink coffee every morning without like black coffee though. Like I don't drink the like sugary stuff every morning.
Yeah.
So like when I drink black
yeah.
coffee, it don't get the jitters.
I don't drink coffee like that.
I just have to eat before. Otherwise, I'm fucked up.
I also use Silk like creamer
Yeah.
just because I'm not into like the sugary.
I put cheese in my coffee.
Oh my god.
Is it Trogs Meadow cheese
Yes.
from Giant?
That'd be funny. Can I get a cheese latte, please?
Ugh.
Starbucks would be like, "What is wrong with you,
Yeah,
sir?
that's spooky.
Sir, please do not
Please don't.
do that." All right. So, are there any new horror games coming out or ones that are out now that came out recently that you are excited for? Haven't played yet?
I would say the sequel to that Remothered game. It just dropped. I haven't gotten it yet,
Okay.
but it's like a prequel sequel.
Oh yeah, the prequel sequel. You did touch on that.
Yeah,
So they drop it on the PS4 and stuff, or is
it's
it-
on PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
Oh, okay. Got on all of them now.
But they're all fairly inexpensive because they're like AA titles.
Mhm.
So like $30 is the price point that you'd probably find that game for.
Well, that's not bad.
It's like Porcelain. The title's like Remothered, Porcelain. I don't know if it's,
I'm looking up scary games that came out this year.
there wasn't too many this year.
Well, we talked about the one earlier, the one with the P.
Deadly Premonition 2.
Terrible.
Not good.
It's on the Switch, and I heard frame rates are terrible, and it's just not a good experience
Huh.
because of that.
Devotion. Devotion looks weird. That's just on PC. Okay.
That Phasmophobia
Mhm.
was the one that we were talking about, where it's like
Yeah.
a ghost hunting team.
Yeah, that's like the only one I could think of that like came out this year. That was, like a big name, quote unquote, big name horror title.
So what do you hope for the future of horror games?
I just hope that they can be creative with it and not try to rewrite the wheel 100 times.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking earlier about Jordan Peele's horror movies.
Yep.
I think that he's being creative and original with the way that he's coming up with horror.
Yeah.
And I just hope that can also translate into video games to where it's not like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again.
It'd be cool to have him make like a horror video game, you know?
Yeah, I was just
like,
thinking
have a
that.
studio that would
Right.
like sign him on.
That'd be cool. I would love to see him create a horror video game and see what would happen
Yeah.
from that.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Because he brings a lot of like real world problems and like
Right.
psychological issues.
Thrillers, yeah.
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 That's what makes those movies so good. It's not the same campy horror slasher films that we've been seeing over the past for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's a whole new genre. He's bringing in that real world element, which truly makes it scary because you're like, oh, this might actually happen.
Right.
So, yeah. That'd be cool.
I just hope that with games that they're still like, even if it's an indie game, I love playing indie games because they're original and they have like the new feature of games essentially. When
Mhm.
they make an indie game, they're coming out with like stuff that no one's ever done before.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that one day even if they come out with a new horror game with that Phasmophobia or whatever it's called, I hope that they get enough funding to actually make a AAA game to what they actually want.
Right.
And it's nothing we ever experienced before.
Be sick.
All right. So this is for all of us. I added this in.
Oh, that's for all of us.
All of us.
Surprise.
If you could design a horror game, what would it look like? Kelly, you're first. You're up. You want me to go first?
Well, I didn't know this was a question for all of us, so I didn't think about it.
Well, neither did Tyler because he didn't.
But you
read
thought
anything.
about it, so
All
you
right.
go then.
All right, I can go first. So I'm thinking definitely VR. And I'm thinking sort of like Hideo Kojima type shit, like use as much weird stuff and like Eternal Darkness as well, where like you don't know exactly what's going on and what's happening. So you're in a VR headset. It really doesn't matter the setting. Let's say it's a haunted house or something, but your screen in the VR starts flickering on and off. And you're like, what's going on? You know, like it looks like your VR is broken and you're
So
not
like
seeing
Metal
anything.
Gear Solid,
Sort of,
the
yeah.
blue screen of death, and Eternal Darkness.
Yeah. So it makes it sort of, it lasts so long, you know, like it's been tested on so many people. It lasts so long that it makes you take off the VR headset and then you hear screaming through the headphones, you know, and you're like, fuck. And you throw it back on. It's like, ah, monster. And it's like, fuck. And then you throw it back off. And then there's actually a monster inside your house. It's like coming at you, but maybe not. That might be too much. But like,
Future title.
Oh my god.
When
So-
we have projections in our living room.
yeah. So also play with like the PS4 controller. I'm going off PS4 since we don't really know everything about the PS5, but like how the PS4 controller has a microphone in it
Mm.
and it can like speak to you. So like weird sounds coming from there too as well, where you're like, oh fuck. So if you have the headphones in, you're also hearing this other thing somewhere else, like maybe like a little child's voice, like, man, I'm right here. Take your headset off, I dare ya.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty,
You know,
pretty
right?
You're pretty good at that.
Yeah. At the voice or thinking this up on the spot?
Both, I would say.
thank you.
Yeah.
But so I remember reading this article. I think it was Kojima that said this, but he wanted to make a game. And it might have been the game that never got released.
It was PT Silent Hills.
But he wanted somehow to be able, and I don't know how you would do this, but be able to control the lights in your room and that they would flicker on and off.
No, thank you.
Right?
No, thank you.
But even like, you know how like in a VR headset as well, like you can still sort of see like through the crevices.
Yeah.
Think if the lights were flickering on and off while you're in the VR headset, how creeped out you would be. And then you hear this little child's voice like, I'm right here. I'm tugging on your pant
That's
leg."
like an entryway for like demons to actually possess your fucking house.
You think
I
so?
would
Yeah.
be
Come on in.
in fetal position on the floor.
But would you take the VR headset off or keep it on?
I think I'd probably have it on, but my eyes would be closed because I'd be so scared.
Kojima did say he wanted to make a game so scary that you actually shit your pants.
Yeah.
Like legit.
You know,
Which PT was actually pretty
I heard
frightening
it was
until
crazy.
they canceled it.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so something like that where it like really like fucks with reality, like maybe even like when you're not playing it, like your
No.
PS4 turns on,
No.
you know?
See, I feel like that's the future of horror. Like if they could integrate like
But why
VR,
would you want all that, you know?
VR
Oh, thank
audio. You know how like you can get those controllers that control like your fans and shit in your house and like
Yeah.
the lighting. If that could get integrated
Yeah.
into gaming, like how terrifying that could be for a
Like-
horror game.
How the PS5 has like a blue light, right? You know?
Yeah.
Well, let's say with this game, it fucking turns red.
Do we even have to give our examples?
Why? Because I just
'Cause
killed
this-
it?
yeah, you killed it.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
none of
let's
this.
say, let's even say it goes as far as like the disc spits out, like it comes out and then
But the
goes
game
back
is
in.
still playing.
Yeah, well, like it will still play, you know, until you go to a loading screen, but like it will suck it back into, and you're like, fucking hell. Like it really just like fucks with everything that's not necessarily in the game
What
itself.
do they call that? Like those movie theaters that fuck with you when you go to like Disney World. They had like Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, like the 4D.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be like
yeah.
a 4D experience, but gaming.
Yeah.
How terrifying
Yeah.
that could be.
Somebody's gonna literally have a mental break from that.
Oh yeah.
They would.
But there'd be a warning before you play it.
There'd be a lot of PS5s
Yeah.
on,
Yeah, but-
like for sale after
But
it.
like, I'm just saying, like somebody would literally have a mental break from it and like be hospitalized because they think that they were possessed
This
by
is
a
why I
demon.
didn't want to go first because I knew it would be good.
But it's gonna get picked up by Sony or Kojima will be like, I heard that podcast. You
Yeah,
know?
right? Hit me up, Kojima. I got more.
This idea that you had for a horror game. I like it.
10% barrel aged.
And like, let's say like your controller stops working while something's coming at you. Like, let's say the pause screen doesn't work when you need it the most.
That's like shit they did in Internal Darkness. Where,
Which I
like,
never even played. I've just heard of it.
There's like a moment in that game where your main character, you're in like this one room and your body parts are shooting off. Like your head pops off,
Oh
your
my
arm
God.
pops off. You think you're dead, but
I know,
you're still
yeah,
alive.
like I know the screen goes black at
There's
some
like-
point.
There's a point where flies are on your screen.
Yeah.
Like
Ooh.
it's weird. It messes with like psychological, but it's also H.P. Lovecraft.
Mhm.
So a lot of weird monsters and shit. But yeah, Beau, pretty sure you topped us. And I don't know if me or Kel could come up with something better than that.
Oh, I definitely can. I was just thinking of like how much I liked watching Bly Manor and having the ghosts in the background, like having a ghost game and like putting shit in the background that
Yeah.
you would notice, but it wouldn't do anything to
Mhm.
just add to that creep level. Like you're playing like a normal
Like you
haunted
know
house
it's there.
Yeah, but like maybe you didn't see it, and then all of a sudden now you see it, and it's just standing there watching you. So it's adding that like creepiness factor, but you can't like interact with it, or you can't do anything, or it's not doing anything. But it'll just like pop up around, and then like it'll just add to that factor of creepiness, like to a haunted house style game or something. I'd do that. I don't know. That's all I got.
I like it.
Maybe the disc will pop out.
That shit would be so freaky though. Like let's say it knows when you, because it already knows when you take the headset off. When you do that, the disc will pop out. You're like, fuck. Then you put the headset back on, and then it goes back in. Like you almost have to finish it.
That sounds.
Or your soul will get stolen from your body type
Oh
of shit.
my god, that sounds
Like it's a
torturous.
legit like horror movie, like the cheesy horror movies, like with the apps nowadays. Do you see those movies?
Yeah.
Like, oh, the killer app. Oh,
Killer
Yeah.
it'd be like a video game.
Let's
So
say
scary, your soul leaves your body.
only 100 are made, and then people start talking about it, and you
It's
have
like a cult video game. Then.
the only
So isn't this just the ring?
Pretty
the-
much.
the only way to get rid of it is to give it to someone for free. You cannot sell it.
Yeah. No, don't even talk about it because it's probably gonna happen.
Every eBay listing gets pulled down right away. Every Craigslist ad, everything.
You have to literally drop it off at somebody's
No,
house.
you literally have to hand it to someone, and they have to accept it as a gift.
But can you wrap it in wrapping paper?
No, they have to know.
What? Well,
Yeah,
then
maybe.
you're gonna die because they're not gonna take the game if it's creepy looking as fuck.
Yeah, what if the ending's like,
Sorry, do you still have a swear jar? I forgot about that.
no.
Okay.
No, my parents don't listen to this anymore.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's say at the end, like let's say you do beat it, it's like you will die unless you give this to someone else.
7 business days.
Yeah.
7 business days.
Not even normal days.
That's like 9 days then, right?
Does Flag Day count as a holiday, or is
Yeah.
that a business day?
It does miss holidays though, so
Yeah.
any businesses holidays like Columbus Day, you're good.
I'm good. Okay, just wanted to check.
Tyler, how about you?
Honestly, I think VR would be the future of horror. You just have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
It can't be an on rails experience to me because when games are on rails like that, it just takes away from like horror.
Yeah.
Because then you're expecting stuff to just constantly pop out at you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it would have to be something you can control with the controller until they make like a full body suit. Then that would be legit scary. So if you could make a game, whoever's out there with a full body suit on, and you can actually feel like
A
you're
little
getting
kid tugging
stabbed
on your
or like,
pants or
Oh
something.
my god, dude! What if you could though? Like, what if they do a full body suit and then you can feel like the tap on your shoulder?
I'd
Ooh.
be punching everything. in
Or, like,
there.
you got stabbed in the game by like a
Oh, I wouldn't
creepy
like that.
ghoul or something,
Yeah.
and you could like kind of feel like
Like a scratch. Feel like a scratch.
that would be interesting.
What if you have thin skin though?
I think it matters. You're wearing a full body.
It's not real.
Yeah. It's like a massage chair.
It's not real.
You're
Yeah.
telling me massage chairs aren't real?
It's not real.
Massage chairs are an illusion.
It'd be
Yeah.
like a Goosebumps episode where like the actual vest is like
Yeah, it couldn't be a full
Haunted.
bodysuit. It would have to be like something that is sort of like a VR headset where you can pop on, pop off. Like a vest might work, you know?
right.
Haunted mask.
But if you felt the interaction in the game with the VR headset on, that would just to me that would be the most terrifying.
They need
experience.
to make a vest where like you could feel someone tapping on the back of your shoulder.
That would be horrifying. I would not
Or like
ever.
back to the 4D thing, like breathing, like you could hear it in the headset, but you'd feel like a breeze
Oh.
on your neck or something.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like that
I
would
don't
be
like
truly
Oh.
horrifying.
You like load up like a little CO2 cartridge for the cold air.
Yeah.
Just like puffs up. Oh.
But it wouldn't be like it'd be like a slow like,
Slow release.
but you'd feel it like you get goosebumps on your arms from it. That'd be terrifying.
Spooky.
Yeah, it's so
Bo's like
spooky.
gonna have nightmares. The expression on his face right now, he's kind of
No.
terrified.
I'm
He's freaked himself out with his own ideas.
No, I'm gonna hit up Kojima. Text him later.
Text him.
Like, bro, got it.
I think he said something about providing underwear with that PT game, that Silent Hill game he was creating before it got canceled,
Oh, wow.
That's weird.
just because he wanted to make it so terrifying that you actually shit your pants.
Then you'd have to provide pants too.
Yeah, I guess people aren't playing games in their underwear.
Not usually. Well, I can't
I mean,
speak to that. I don't usually.
Some people, I guess.
So Rez, the PS2 game in Japan, they came out with like a vibrator that you would put in your pocket.
Rez, like the little red cap. Am I thinking of the same Rez game?
REZ, where it's like all
A
like
puzzle game?
it's all like it's a rail shooter, but like polygons, like crazy trippy like graphics and stuff. There's like a vibrator that plugs into the second port that then goes into your pocket, so you like feel the vibrations of you shooting your gun and stuff. So like you could have something like that like comes with the game that gives you like a little like vibration scare. Would be a way to do it instead of like a full body vest.
And I figured
investment.
out what game I was thinking of. Fez, not Rez.
Oh, okay.
Fez is a little hat.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
the little hat guy. Like
No,
that
no,
game's
no,
not terrifying.
No, neither is Rez, but something like that where it comes with an extra piece of equipment.
See, they used to do that a lot back on like older consoles, but
Yeah.
they don't do that anymore with
No.
newer stuff.
So anyone that's jumping into horror games, like what recommendations would you give them? Like on buying, on playing?
Well,
Where do you start?
obviously, if you're new to the genre, don't go out there and get a Kuon or Roll Rose. I would say try the original Resident Evils if you have access to like older games. If not, Silent Hill, they have newer ones on like PS3. They're all right. They're not the greatest survival horror games, but they're not expensive. Ghost Hunter on PS2, like I said, that's very obscure game, totally fun. There's horror elements, but not scary, in my opinion. Definitely try out some of the indie games on the newer consoles, like Remothered, or there's a game called Outbreak, which is based off of like the Resident Evil stuff. Like it's an indie title that somebody created themselves. Stuff like that.
All right.
Don't go out there spending $800. You don't need to. Horror games can get pretty expensive just because they're obscure and not a lot of copies made because they don't sell well. So cool.
That
Cool.
makes sense.
Well, thank you, Tyler, for enlightening us on this horror October game podcast.
Try.
It was spooky.
I think it was spooky enough.
Yeah.
I feel sufficiently spooked.
I think we've had enough pumpkin beers too. How many did we drink, by the way?
Enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What
That's
is
good. No, I count that one. Is there a third one there?
Oh.
Okay.
Fine. You're
All
at 6.
what does R.L. Stein say with Goosebumps? Beware, you're in for a scare.
You're in for a scare.
Yeah, I like that. Well, any closing statements, Cal?
Closing statements. Just the normal stuff.
All right.
Shall I?
Yeah, I just texted you one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are sponsored by On Budget Services, who is sponsoring our website. Please check it out. We are on precisely.live. On there is links to contact and merch. So if you want to buy some merch,
Hoodies.
t-shirts
Hoodies.
and t-shirts.
We should make some
I'd be down
more
for
merch.
a hoodie.
They're dope.
Dude, they're so warm. I wear
And they're
mine all
comfy.
the time, and I'm not just like self-promoting. It's like the comfiest hoodie I
It
own.
is.
I might even need a new t-shirt soon, so
Oh,
There you go.
Wearing it
I'm
out.
gonna
Get
be
a hoodie.
checking out that storefront you guys
Thank you.
got.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
cheap. They're like $30 plus
It's a
shipping.
really good quality hoodie for what you're paying.
Mhm.
Honestly, I can't hype it up enough, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, check us out there. Make sure that you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Help us out.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, recommend to your friends. Spread the word.
And your mom.
Yeah, definitely your mom. Your mom's going to want to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Get some Christmas gifts. Precisely podcast.
Precisely podcast is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. I mean, we
every
do
2
this.
weeks.
Yeah, we do this every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Yes.
So, and you can find us on our socials. The podcast is on Instagram at Precisely Podcast. I am at Highway to Kel. You are
Beau's _game room. And Tyler, you're at?
I am Tyler Mannings _game room. All right, Game Corner.
Is it Game Corner?
It's Game Corner.
Okay.
I should probably change it, mix it up.
well, not now.
Yeah.
You just told everybody.
So it's Tyler Mannings _game corner.
Correct.
It's the longest IG name ever, but
I know. I don't know how to make it simplified where people still know who I am. That
Tyler's Game Corner,
Are
maybe?
people
don't
I
have
know?
your last name?
That's true.
Yeah. It's easy.
All right, I'll cut it out.
Yeah, you have a long last name, so yeah.
All right, so
Tyler's
_game corner is what I'm going to change it to.
Wow.
soon.
This is so
Soon. Coming soon.
coming soon. Oh my God. This is so
Well, thank you again, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. If it wasn't for you, we would not be doing a horror episode.
It's also been a long time since I've been on the podcast, and
Yeah.
it
We
feels
missed
good
you.
to be back.
Yeah.
missed you.
Let's have you back on sometime soon.
Okay.
Well, that's it, everyone. Thank you. We're out. Right?
Yeah.
All right.